Hi, everybody. This is Twyla Garrett. This is the Impact League's second. We had the inaugural this morning, but this is our second podcast, and I'm so grateful to highlight our members. The goal of the podcast is to make sure our members get a chance to tell you about what they do, how you can get to them, and more importantly, why did they start their journey on this quest? So without further ado, I want to introduce you to Christina. Christina has an amazing company. It's about getting you hyped and energized and energetic, but at the same time, you can get a little fit and you can get a little firm. It's just one of those amazing things where I am a young lady now in menopause, and it's hard to kind of get your body moving and figuring out what you want to do. Your body's going this way and your mind's going this way. And when I heard about and saw some of her sessions, they're amazing. And so I want her to get a chance to talk to you about why she did it, why she's here, and how the Impact League has helped her move and elevate. So without further ado, Christina, tell us about your company.
Thank you, Twyla. It's very delightful to be here with you. And hello, everyone. So my company is called Courageous Self-Care, and it was born of a necessity for myself to really have self-care at the forefront, because I love working. I love getting stuff done. I love achieving things. And I'm someone who can, if I allowed myself, I would just get up and work and work and work, and all the other things would fall by the wayside. And then I would be doing 2 hours of stuff before bed to take care of myself. So Courageous Self-Care it's about marrying and finding harmony between external self-care, which is what I would call exercise, hydration, nutrition, and rest. And that's where society and the media tends to focus. And if we only focus on external self-care, it's like if you had a paddle and one side was external self-care and one side was internal self-care. If you're only doing the external stuff, you'll go in circles. So I'm also really passionate about internal self-care, making the mind a welcoming place to live, especially for yourself. As a recovering perfectionist, my mind, it just used to be dangerous to walk down the alleys of that place. There would be insults and critical statements coming through and judgments and, just trying to get everything as right as possible. So it shifts the mind. It helps connect with the divine. It helps you know that you're not in this alone. You have such tremendous support. And as you practice really powerful, impactful internal self-care, you'll find that you have overflowing energy and there's time for everything. So I'm really excited to help busy entrepreneurs who are high achievers practice really impactful self-care so that it doesn't have to take hours a day. I am a curator. So lots of my clients say, Christina, you've done the work. You found what works. I'll just trust it and do what you say. So I've found the most impactful practices that if you do them on a regular basis, but not tons of time, you will find that overflowing energy and you'll be able to be productive and peaceful at the same time.
Okay, so I have so many questions about that because it sounds so unique, but at the same time, it sounds so simplistic, right? And that seems to be that confliction, right? Can it be simplistic, but can it also still be complete? And so tell me a little bit just give me an example of one of your sessions. And how would an entrepreneur like myself, right, that's got 50 things going on, how could I take that downtime to do this practice?
Absolutely. So 3 of my favorite practices that allow you to get more done with doing less. 3 of my favorite practices are this really specific, I was on a call yesterday and someone said, it's rebellious yoga. I'm like, ooh, yes, it is rebellious yoga. Absolutely.
Okay.
So it's this yoga style of yoga called body awake yoga. And for 20 years, I tried to love yoga. And I was just like, I don't get it. What do people like about yoga? And then after trying every kind I could find and just not being moved by it at all. Plus, I got injured every kind of yoga I did, even prenatal yoga.
Really?
How did that even happen? Yeah.
Wow.
And then I just thought, I'll just do sun salutations. And then my hip hurt so badly I could barely walk. I'm like, clearly yoga's not for me. But then during the pandemic, I was introduced to body awake yoga. And it was like all the yoga I had tried before was like a donut and the hole was missing in the middle. But body awake yoga it's complete, it's whole and complete. So not only is it for flexibility and strength and balance, every time you get on the mat, it's like a sacred transformation happens and you become more actualized. You become a more actualized high vibration person of yourself. Plus, you can heal anything that's going on in your life or your body on the mat. So that's one thing I do with clients. The second thing I do is 90 breath work. So
Okay.
I don't know if you've experienced, well, I do breath work. So there's daily breath work that just incorporates into your everyday life. You can do it no matter what you're doing, so it doesn't take any extra time, and transformational. And then for a whole bunch of reasons, I really love quantum science. So there's a big explanation, but we won't get into it. And then there's also somatic breath work that you do in a session. And again, all of these practices get to the root of whatever stuck energy is happening. So any issue in your life is only ever the result of stuck energy. So body awake yoga gets it moving. 90 breath work gets it moving in the most phenomenal way. It's like the Cadillac of breath work. I don't know if you've ever done somatic breath work, but
I have
it really,
not. No.
so it's the wave of the future.
How long is a session? Can you lead us into a quick one? What do you do?
Well, I would need to play a recording because it's all previously
Okay.
recorded, but I could certainly teach you a conscious breathing practice really quickly that you could do.
I'm open for this.
Yeah. Okay, great. So let's do that after, and then I'll just explain the third thing that I love to do, which is called, it's a healing practice called bioenergetic synchronization technique, or B.E.S.T for short.
B.E.S.T.
And all of these things I never imagined I would be doing. Like, I was trained as a phys ed teacher and I ran the dance program at a high school. So all of these things are just like, what? How did this happen? But yeah, I do this B.E.S.T healing, and it is, some people call it Reiki on steroids. So it again gets stuck energy moving, and it can make shifts in any part of your life. It's particularly impactful for anxiety, for stress, for fatigue and exhaustion. I have a little girl I'm working with who came to me. She was scared to leave her house. And within 5 sessions now, her family's going to Mexico. She's excited about the trip.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And oh my gosh, she's so cute. So I work with kids and adults and everyone in between with that. So like, there's this one session I do that incorporates 20 minutes of breath work, 20 minutes of body awake yoga, and then 20 minutes of remote B.E.S.T healing. And it's just like, it gets to the root. So we can spend decades talking about issues, but they won't change. When we get to the root of it, things can change like that.
Okay, so we're going to save the breath at the end. So we'll end it on that. But I have a couple questions. So who's your primary audience? Whoever's listening to this now, how do they know that they need you? What's your avatar?
Okay, so right into my head popped Sarah. That's my avatar. And so Sarah, or ideal client, is generally a high achiever who would rather get right to work. And on paper, her life looks amazing. So it's like all the boxes are checked. It looks like things are going really well. Successful at business. Often looks like the family is whole and intact, and it can look glossy. On the inside, things feel different. So it can be like imposter syndrome. It can be exhaustion. It can be like burning the candle at both ends. It can be physical ailments starting to show up because you can only not take care of your body for so long before it starts yelling at you. It can be tension in relationships. Like I chatted with one woman one time who was amazing at her business and had a phenomenal team running, but she couldn't get her kids to contribute around the house. So these are the kinds of people who really benefit from courageous self-care. And then I also do coaching too. So I do those energy practices, and then in coaching sessions, we get into like what's actually going on. And I tend to be, one of my superpowers is taking big esoteric ideas and making them really practical so that you know exactly what to do. You know why things are happening. You're not like, why did this happen to me? You get the big picture. So there's also a whole layer of spirituality in there. So usually my clients are on their spiritual journey, or at least curious, and they are, they're just looking, they've tried a lot of things and nothing has really moved the needle. So they're interested in big impact with as little time invested as possible.
So, okay. Are there any men?
A few good men.
Few good men. Okay. I just have to ask because somebody
I
might
do
be
have
listening.
clients. Yeah, I do have some clients who are men. It tends, so the Dalai Lama said it's the Western woman who's going to change the world, because Western women are different. They're like, we have all the resources, we have leisure time, hopefully, and like not everything is about survival like it can be in other parts of the world. We're not walking to get water for 6 hours a day. We're not right? So we have luxuries. And then we also, Western women have this openness and this passion for making the world a better place. We're very on board with, yes, power is important. And we know that power comes through love. So it's not separate. It's not power over other people. It's let me bring power through by being really connected with this big idea of love, not just romantic love, but big, big love. So often men are more like, I'm good. You go do that, honey. You go make yourself happy.
I love it. That's true. I mean, it's true. I just wanted to make sure if any gentleman is listening, she's
Yes.
definitely willing to coach you if you want to be
Absolutely.
coached, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
So in your coaching sessions, are they individual or are they group?
I do both. So
Okay.
mostly I've done individual, and I actually got hired as a coach for a brain regeneration
Oh my gosh.
center.
So,
Yes. So I've been doing that for almost a year now, and it's big groups, like 70 plus people, and I just love it. It's one of my favorite things to do.
so how many ways can someone get to you? Oh, I know you're in Canada, right? I'm in the US. I believe you're virtual, right? So
Yes,
anyone,
everything's virtual.
anywhere, right, can get
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah.
Okay. And tell them exactly how can they find you.
So my website is ChristinaMarlett.com. It's Christina with a CH, and then Marlett is Marlett.
Okay. Okay. And what does the prices range on your services? Are they individual or are they group classes or is it subscription based?
So I have a membership that's $97 a month Canadian. So I don't know, like $5 US.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
I hope not.
No, it's about 72 US a month. And that
Probably
incorporates,
900 a month into the US soon. The way things are moving, right? The tariff might take it all the way over to something crazy.
that's right. Yeah, so the easiest low cost barrier is the membership program, which is 97 a month. It has group coaching, it has breathwork sessions, it has yoga, and it has the remote healing. So all of that is included. And then my coaching, and I do individual best sessions. So that has a protocol that we follow, and it's an average of 65 a session. And then my coaching is around, well, it's not around, it's $200 for a session. And often we'll do coaching with some B.E.S.T because, like I said, you can talk about whatever your issue is for a long time, or you can just get right to it. So we talk, I give solutions, and then we do some B.E.S.T and it resolves.
So let me ask this. Is this a practice where you need to do it all the time? How many times a week? Or how many days? You know, because I did Bikram for a minute. I did it for a long time. Actually, I enjoyed the heat. I just enjoyed the sweat.
Yes.
But I did it for like a year and it was twice a week practice. Tell me what a practice looks like.
Yeah. So I'm all about least amount of time invested for biggest impact. So for me, and what I recommend for people in my membership, which is called the BOM, the Body Awareness Life Makeover.
I love it, the bomb.
Yes, the BOM. So in the BOM, I recommend, so I do 3 live yoga sessions a month. If you can get on live, they range from half an hour to 45 minutes to an hour. So I do one of each, so that no matter how much or how little time you have, we always have 20 minutes, right?
Okay.
And then there's a library with over 100 classes in it. So people can do classes as often as they want. My way of doing yoga is I get on the mat every day. So I have that agreement with myself. I do a minimum of 5 sun salutations. If I have a little more time, I'll do maybe 10 minutes of a class. And then once or twice a week, I'll do a longer class. So 5 minutes for 5 sun salutations, totally transformational. And then the breath work, like I said, like the daily breath work, that just, it goes into whatever you're doing. You're waiting in line, you breathe. Your computer crashes, you're waiting for it to come back, you breathe. You're at a red light, you breathe. And then the 90 breath work sessions, I do 2 of those a month. One is about 90 minutes, one is an hour. And then I do one group remote healing session, which is about 40 minutes. So everything in the BOM you can implement in less time than it takes to binge watch a show.
Wow. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow. So what has been like the most transformational thing you've seen? Because in someone, right? That you've seen someone accomplish. They come into your program and then it's, oh my God, this is what's been revealed. Just tell me an example.
Sure. So I had a young woman come to me and she was lost. she's a nomad. She's highly trained, but not quite sure, like things in her business. She didn't know where she was headed next. And she was feeling down about it. So we did one breath work session. She did the yoga that I shared, like just a little bit every day. We did a few B.E.S.T sessions. And within 3 weeks, she had total clarity. She knew exactly what she wanted to do. Her
Wow.
income skyrocketed. And the interesting thing is we weren't working on any of those things. Like you just work with the energy and everything shifts. So her income skyrocketed. She found new streams of income that she didn't even know she could start to have. And her whole energy shifted. So that's an example of what people experience.
Wow. That's amazing. So how did you find this? I mean, it has to be, is this a full circle moment where it ended up saying, you know what, this is what I want to do? How did you find this?
Decades of searching.
I know you said you went to all the classes you hated, but
Yes.
did you have that epiphany moment where it was like, I need to give people what I don't seem to be finding? Was that a moment?
It was more like building. And so like as mostly what I did initially was coaching. And what I found is that I had all these tools and practices. And well, I did have one big epiphany. The big epiphany was my whole thing used to be called Dance Ugly, Dance Awkward. And my whole business was based around that. And then my website got blacklisted. It got hacked and blacklisted by Google. And
Man.
it was like a universal 2x4 over the head, just saying, this
So
is not
how many
the path.
followers did you have? Did you have like a huge amount of followers and all your...
Not huge. No, I didn't have a huge amount, but it was just like a really obvious moment because like my husband would say to me, oh, you could write about this in your blog. This thing happened. I'd be like, it doesn't fit. It's not ugly, awkward dancing. So when I shifted to courageous self-care, it was my first act of courageous self-care because I was a little bit worried that people would think I was flaky and no one cared, of course. So yeah, it was this courageous decision of I'm going to do what I love. I know it's going to serve me. It's coming out of a necessity of me prioritizing this in my life. I know if I am sharing this, I will be accountable to everyone that I'm saying, like, if you do this, of course, I have to be doing it too. And then, yeah, over time, it was, so I had my tools and practices, but I just started to find things that worked even better. And so, like, the idea for the bomb, the name of it came to me probably 8 years ago.
Really?
And yeah, and I'm like, I don't know what this is, but don't give it to anyone else. I'm going to do it. Just keep it for me. And then last fall, I took a program about creating a funnel. And I was like, oh, I have the things. This is what the bomb is. It's this body awake yoga and it's 90 breath work and it's B.E.S.T because these things had already been revolutionizing my life. So I had to get certified in all of them to be able to share them.
That's amazing. So how would you want people to connect with you? What's the best way for them to get to you? Is it just your website or is it a phone contact? What is the best way to get to you?
Usually email. So yeah, and then we can set up an initial session or I can send you like whatever you're going through. I can see where you are and prescribe the best thing. But my email is hello@ChristinaMarlett.com.
I love that. Hello. Okay. Now, I know something about you. I heard that you like bring the crowd, right? That you've been hired to, and that's one thing that I think is part of your service offerings, right? You are like the hype lady. I mean, you get everybody ready to go. Tell me about that.
Okay, so this is one of my favorite things. In my personal and spiritual development journey, I took a lot of courses. And part of, like, I took Peak Potentials courses over several years. And a big part of their courses are dancing after every break. And I would get up on stage and I grew up doing competitive tap dancing. So
Wow.
that was my background. And then I became a dance teacher at high school and learned all the other kinds of dance to be able to teach well. And so and that was like, dance was always a part of my life. And then when Dance Ugly, Dance Awkward came along, I'm like, oh, like dance has actually been a really impactful part of my life. And I could see that so many people have wounds around dance and they're just shut down around it. So dance is an essential human experience. Every Indigenous culture dances, has danced and continues to do so. So I wanted to bring that to people. And anyways, I would be on these stages and I'd be dancing and people would come up to me. They're like, are you a professional dancer? I'm like, no. Although I guess I do get paid to teach dance. So yeah, maybe. And then, yeah, so that awakened something. And then opportunities just started coming where people would say, hey, can you be the event energizer for us? And get up on stage and get people moving. So I've done it for some pretty significant events and like been the MC. And I just love doing that. I love getting people moving. And one of the things I've noticed is there's a way to do that that feels comfortable, which I'm really good at. And then there's a way that makes people super uncomfortable and they won't participate. And that's not how I do it, of course. So there's a skill to it. And it just seems to be one of the natural gifts that I have that I love.
This is a beautiful thing for corporations, right? If you guys are listening to this, you can hire her as your energizer, your event energizer, which I think everybody needs. I attend so many meetings where everybody comes in, it's so quiet, nobody's moving, nobody's talking. And then, even at break time, everybody goes get something to drink, everybody disbands, right? So to have an energizer that can get you moving and to actually get your juices flowing for creativity.
Yes.
For creativity. So what would you say is the number one result of coming to you? What would be the number one result somebody would walk?
Well, it's not very sexy, but people always say after any kind of session or time with me, they say, I feel so much better. And it's not like a little, it's like the whole body. I feel so much better. I hear that all the time.
And that alone brings that weight off of their back, right? That brings that weight off of their back. So when they come, do they have to have, what do you do? You're on the yoga mat, yoga socks. What are we doing? With a mat? That's it?
A mat would, pretty much be it.
Look, guys, if you don't understand, you just need to bring a mat. This is the easiest class that you could ever go. You can listen at your own pace, right? You got your own pace.
Totally.
But then you can attend a class whenever she has her classes live. I need to get in and attend the class. Didn't like the regular yoga, but I enjoyed Bikram. And Bikram got me energized because I actually saw a woman transform in front of me. There was a young lady that was probably 300 pounds and she lost 109 pounds in a year.
Oh my gosh.
And she was in yoga 4 times a week.
Wow.
And I was just transformed to see how she was able to be so flexible and where she was at the beginning when we started. It was just motivating. It
gives me goosebumps, which I call chick bumps.
It was just so motivating.
Yeah, we have a woman in our community who had chronic pain, did everything she could, both in mainstream health and alternative health. And within a few months of starting Body Awake Yoga, no more pain.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
I have hip pains from menopause. I need Body Awake. Listen, I got all kind of joint pains and I've never had before in my life. I was an athlete. Well, I did play athletics and I think I need this. And okay, so let's talk about age group. What's your age range? How young can you be? How old can you be?
Well, any age range. I know that's not good for an avatar, but like I'm loving working with the kids that I'm doing.
Really? I was going to ask you, are you working with kids?
Yeah, I'm loving that. And they love me because I'm really good with kids. I used to be a teacher. And then teens, amazing work for them because so externally oriented to get them to come back into their bodies, super powerful. But most of the people I work with are between the ages of 35 and upwards of 75, 80.
Goodness. Yeah. All right, guys, here you go. This is the exercise you can do up into the 80s. Like they say, tennis is the sport you can play up until you're 80, 85. This is what you can do until you're up to 80, 85. I love the fact with the kids, right? The kids, to get them motivated. There's another Impact League member that actually is doing a kids camp. So I need to connect you to, because her camp, I think, is August 11th. You might want to connect to make sure you guys can bring that out with each other. And she has a group of girls that I think you might fall in love with. They'll fall in love with you. All right. So it's our breath work time. Let's
okay.
Home.
So I'll teach you the beginner version of this conscious breath work that changes your life. I'm only interested in doing things that change your life.
I'm with you. I am with you.
All right. So at the core of our body, we have a river of bliss and stillness. And it runs from overhead right down into the earth. And the more we can access this river of stillness and bliss, we aren't reactionary. We don't get triggered by things that used to trigger us. We know to follow our intuition. We can tell the difference between ego and intuition. Like all goodness is related to connecting with this river of bliss, which is also called the central channel or the Sushumna. So what we're going to do is you're going to take a breath so you're going to bring your attention to 2 feet below you in the earth. You can close your eyes if you need to. That helps to focus. And you use your mind to track the breath moving through your body. So you imagine from this place 2 feet below you in the earth, you just inhale up through your feet, through your legs, through your pelvis, right into your heart. And then through your nose, you're going to exhale up through your chest, through your throat, through your head, out your crown to 2 feet above. Like if you had your arm extended and you were snapping your fingers, that's where you breathe to. Then you inhale back down from overhead, through the crown, through the brain, through the throat, into the heart. And then exhale down through the core, through the pelvis, down the legs, out the feet, into the earth. Making sense so far?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do another one. So from the earth, inhale up. Notice the breath come up through your feet, your legs, the pelvis, the belly, the solar plexus, the diaphragm, into the heart. Exhale through the upper chest, the throat, the head, out the crown to 2 feet above. Inhale back down from overhead into the heart, and exhale down through the lower body into the earth 2 feet below. And then just pause for a moment and notice what you notice. Notice what's going on the inside. Notice any energy. Just notice how you feel.
I feel, and it's weird because it feels like you're being washed.
Yes.
It feels like, I felt like literally as I breathed in, but when I was breathing out, it was like somebody was just pouring water over and let it just flow out.
Yeah, that's the
It's
energy
amazing.
of you. That's your divinity. Like that's the divine moving through you.
Wow.
Exactly. Clearing things out. Now, sometimes people feel nothing. That's okay. We have to develop our sensory capacity.
No, I felt something.
Yeah. And
it
one
felt
time,
amazing though. It gives you that feeling like, all right, once it's out, it's like, okay, you're clean. You're
Yes.
ready. You're ready to go. You got, like you said, the energy is there.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And one
So if
time
that was
I
done
did it. This woman said, I felt a clunk, like something landed in me for the first time. I'm like, yeah, that's you, because we tend to live with our energy going to the outer world. The news is captivating, phones are captivating, shows are captivating.
You're
So that
not
means
bringing it in. And now
your energy is
right.
dispersed and you're not powerful. But when you connect with, this is the truth of who you are, this, like we're made of light, and this is how you access it, then you have access to all of your energy, not just what your body has.
Well, you guys are going to have the website inside of this link. And definitely we're going to put a nice write up about her organization where you can find her. I'm impressed. Christina, I feel energized, and it's 2:00. Yeah. I was ready to take a nap before we did this, but now I don't need a nap. So this is the best thing that I've ever done. And I'm glad you were my Friday, because I think what people need to realize, some people don't give themselves they don't even give themselves self-care or even the moment to breathe. And I love what you bring to people. You bring the light and you bring the energy, and you help them find what's inside of them, right? Because just that alone, in 2 minutes, I was literally able to connect with some light and energy that has it. I'm not making it up. It really feels like you're being washed and cleansed. I'm ready to go again. It's like somebody gave you one of these energy drinks that you really didn't need.
Exactly.
It's amazing. So thank you for that.
You're so
welcome.
Thank
you for your light. Thank you for shining your light. I am so grateful that she's part of the Impact League. She's got some phenomenal stuff that she's bringing. I'm glad we're highlighting her, and I'm glad you guys are going to find her, right? So we need to get her into your organizations, the hype woman of hype women, and she can definitely make sure everybody gets to dance. And that's the most amazing thing. So thank you again, Christina, for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being part of the league. I hope the league is helping move
so
and navigate.
So much. Yeah, it has already changed my whole outlook. Like my thing I'm good at what I do. And what I have not been masterful at over the decade plus that I've been working at is getting people in rooms, getting people into the program. So I can feel already like my theme this year is fantastical, fortune-filled funneling.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Finding the Impact League feels like, yeah, this is how I'm going to do it. I feel a shift in energy already. So now it's going to show up in the outer world, but I just feel so blessed and humbled and grateful for the expert guidance I'm receiving. Like I've had a lot of coaches, and I was saying to my husband yesterday what I've been learning from you in particular and about technology from Natasha. And like, he said, how have you never come across this information with all the business coaches you've had? I'm like, I don't know. No one has ever talked about these things that seem so integral. So so grateful.
I'm thankful for you. And that's part of the reason why I developed it. It was so many gatekeepers. And I see them in all of the businesses that come to me. And I'm like, how come you don't have this? And they're like, well, we're never told this. And I spent this amount of thousands of dollars in coaching. And I'm like, you got to be joking. And they're like, no, I did. And they'll show me receipts. And Christina, I wanted to cry. Because I'm like, they didn't teach you just the pure essence. You know, and having you guys on the call yesterday, we had a webinar about pricing. That's the number one thing is pricing. Once you get that right, then marketing is second, right? Because you got to get the right price because you need to be paid. And so I thank you for being part of the league. I'm grateful that you're going to put some magic into the league. We got a summit and I'm seeing the summit. I'm manifesting us at our summit, and you are the hype lady of hype ladies to get us energized to move. So thank you again, guys. This is the Impact Leagues podcast. Please stay tuned. If you know people who are in business and they're failing, or in business and don't know how to scale, get them in the league. Get them our information. Let them join the league. Let them work with Christina and all the other magnificent people that we have in. And so thank you and have a wonderful weekend. Thank you again, Christina. We'll be soon. Talk to you soon. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.